So Dragon Ball Z Sparkle Zeros are outstanding sales, and Bandai Namco says roughly 90% of that was from European and North American fans. So Dragon Ball has been pretty successful. Dragon Ball Sparkle Zero, this game has been a massive, massive success. But something very interesting, because you'd think that Dragon Ball sells the most in Japan, because that's where it's from, as well. Like in everywhere else, like Pokemon sells an equal amount of copy. You know, even like Pokemon, I know Japan's not the I know the rest of the world is bigger than Japan, but even like Pokemon, like 30 to 40% of global sales are from Japan for every entry. Even like Mario Wonder is like 10 to 20%. Zelda is like 10 to 20%. But apparently, 90% of the game's sales was from European and North American fans. I bet North American fans, at least like half of them are from Latin America. Half of the sales in North America are from Latin America, like Mexico and Peru and Colombia and Chile. I know they're saying North America, but they always forget about South America. And Latin America's love for Dragon Ball Z. Latin America, I think, loves Dragon Ball Z more than Japan loves Dragon Ball Z themselves as well. But this is to no surprise, but some overseas developers that have loved such. But of course, Dragon Ball Z has had a massive resounding success worldwide. The game sold 3 million copies within 24 hours of launch. This includes, Steam and non-Steam sales. I think it's because Steam and stuff, video games are becoming more accessible in Latin America, which means that Dragon Ball Z games are going to be selling way more if they're good, because I wouldn't be too surprised in Latin America, because I know Dragon Ball Z games always sell a decent amount of copies in the US and Europe, but in Latin America, I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of these sales for these Dragon Ball Z games are coming from Latin America, the 3 million copies sold as well. But around 91% of people like the game as well. It gave people hope if they're pushing through obscene difficulties spikes of a smile on their face. Dragon Ball is, one of the most popular IPs from Japan. It's one of the most well-known and well-beloved IPs from the country, okay? And even after years of many animes being released, Dragon Ball Z is still one of the most iconic and most beloved animes in all of existence. It's that one anime that every normie, likes. Like, when it comes to anime, there's the people who I watch anime, and they pull up all these animes like these. But then you have the normie animes. I would consider Dragon Ball, One Piece, Naruto. Those are the normie animes. Like, if you ask someone, they'll probably say, "Oh yeah, I like that. I like Naruto. I like, Bleach. I like One Piece. I like Dragon Ball." But if you look at a more obscure anime, for example, Canon, I think it's called. I don't think there'll be anyone saying, "Oh yeah, I know what Canon is." I think there's an anime called Canon or something like that, but I could be wrong. Or something those Neptunia, that's a more obscure anime. No, what's Neptunia? But if you ask them do you know Dragon Ball Z? Do you know Goku, Vegeta? These characters are some of the most iconic characters in all of current pop culture. Those some of the most iconic and beloved characters, which isn't too surprising. That Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball has become more and more successful over the past decade, especially as more and more people play video games. More and more Dragon Ball fans are going to be buying Dragon Ball video games. It's just a matter of fact. Goodbye.